You're not failing because you're lazy. You're failing because you're swimming without goggles. The ACCA Study Hub is the goggle. But here's the catch. Most students are wearing it upside down. They think success in ACCA is about burying themselves under mountains of notes, drowning in deadlines, and pulling all-nighters as if exhaustion is a badge of honor. It's not. That strategy is a trap disguised as hard work. And the Study Hub? It's not a tool, it's a weapon. But 90% of students use it like a paperweight. Let me show you how to use this tool the way it was meant to be used, not to study more, but to study like a sniper. Ahmed's shortcut that blew everyone's mind. Ahmed was never supposed to pass. Everyone knew it, including him. He sat in the back, stayed quiet, took notes he never read. He wasn't lazy, he was lost. But in his second year, something changed. Not his IQ, not his tutor, not even his schedule. It was the way he approached the ACCA Study Hub. He stopped treating it like a textbook. He started treating it like a control panel. He did 3 things differently. First, he set up a time-locked practice quiz system. Not at the end, from week 1, like weekly battles to test his reflexes under pressure. He didn't wait to be ready. He made readiness part of the rhythm. Second, he didn't just read the syllabus. He layered it. Each chapter broke down into micro-concepts into connections. He mapped them like cities. Every topic had a route, an intersection, and a destination. The Study Hub became his GPS. Third, revision wasn't about rereading. It was about imprinting. He turned the revision sheets into mind maps. Not colorful drawings, but mental architecture. He could see the logic before he even read the question. The result? While his classmates were stuck in basic prep cycles, Ahmed cleared his finals with precision. Not because he studied more, because he learned how to turn the ACCA Study Hub into an extension of his brain. He didn't outperform them by working harder. He outmaneuvered them by thinking differently. And that is the blueprint no one saw coming. What if I told you, it's not the content inside the ACCA Study Hub that changes your result, but how you access it? We've been trained to believe it's a resource center. But what if it's actually a control panel, a cockpit, for your strategic launch into the top 10%? Let's break it down. Not the way your tutor does. Not like the boring walkthroughs with mouse pointers. I'm talking about a tactical approach. A method. A mental model. Because you're not here to scroll. You're here to master. Strategic reading mode. Reading is not the goal. Let me ask you something. Have you ever sat in front of your screen, textbook open, Study Hub loaded, highlighter ready, and still felt stuck? That drifting feeling? Where your eyes are moving, but your brain isn't recording. That's not you being lazy. That's you using the wrong method. So here's how the top 1% actually use Study Hub for reading. First, forget about finishing the syllabus. That's what average students chase. Completion. But you're chasing conversion. What's conversion? It's not ticking off chapters. It's burning the concept into your long-term memory. It's making the topic part of your mental vocabulary. So start here, break your syllabus down into weekly learning missions, not topics. Don't label week 1 as F1 chapters 1 to 3. Label it as master the language of business. Why? Because your brain responds to purpose, not pages. Inside the Study Hub, there's a structured outline. Use it, but don't just follow it blindly. Here's the game changer. Link each topic to a memory trigger, a story, a visual, a real-life reference. When you read consolidation of FS, link it to a real merger. Facebook buying Instagram. When you hit budgeting techniques, think of your monthly coffee addiction. Your memory is not a filing cabinet. It's a web. Build connections, not folders. The secret sections, the gold everyone skips. This next part, almost no one talks about. It's not flashy. It's not loud. But it's pure gold, and it's hiding in plain sight inside the ACCA Study Hub. Let's start with the examiner's reports. Now, pause here. These aren't postmortems. These are blueprints. They tell you what examiners expected, what confused them, what infuriated them. Inside those reports are patterns, phrases that repeat, concepts that trap. Spot those, and you're already ahead of 90% of your peers. Then there's the study support guides. Most students skip these, too long, too text-heavy. But this is where the strategy lives. These guides explain the logic behind the structure, the why behind the syllabus design. Let's wrap this up, not with a close but with a command. If this felt like a tutorial, rewind. Because it wasn't. This was your advantage. This was the blueprint no one gave you. If you're serious, not the kind of serious you write in a planner, but the kind of serious that shows up at 6 a.m. and builds a strategy on silence. Now go. Execute like you're already qualified. Because the real professionals? They start building long before the exam starts.